I miss the old place. I miss everything about it. I miss the silence. I miss the needles on the ground. I miss the dryness. I miss the warmth of the Scots pines, the canopy of the trees. I miss the wind going through the tops of the trees when it was a stormy day, but you couldn't really feel it, but you could see it in the tops and they were protecting. I miss knowing where the deer will probably be near the river. I miss looking to see whether the brook is running or whether it's still dry. I miss being in a woodland with nothing else, with no other centre of gravity other than nature, when the trees is all you have. I miss having 25 acres where no one would come and bother me. I knew my boundaries and it was more than I could ever hope for. I miss the simplicity of it, the purity of it, feeling at one, needing and having to depend on the trees, on nature. I bloody miss the old place. I feel like a kid who's just left school and had the summer of their life. I feel like I've gone back 14 years. In fact, I feel like I've gone back further. I think I was ready to get on with adult life then. I bloody miss the old place. I miss those foxgloves, I miss those bluebells, I miss that primrose, I miss the archery spot, I miss the muddy bit where we tried to drag the hut out with the tractor. I miss my raised beds, I miss the corn, I miss my huts. I'll get them back, but I miss them. I miss the naivety of not knowing, I miss the glowworms. I miss the silence, man. More than anything, I miss the silence. This bloody humdrum sounds louder like it's the norm. I have to fight to hear that tweeting. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, I don't. Well, I don't care if I sound ungrateful. That's not what the point of me saying this is. The point is being honest about the fact that I miss it and I love it. I didn't realise I would love it as much as I do. And I didn't realise I could be in a much bigger spot that most people would think would be incredible, and it is for so many reasons, but I bloody miss the old place. And I don't know if I've ever really loved a place before, or at least ever had a place I've loved taken away and dismantled in a way that made me realise that I love it. And I love that I lived there. I loved that some of you came to visit there. I love that it happened. I love that the estate let it happen. I love that the neighbours went along for the ride. I love that the parish council let me come and tell them what was going on. I love that the Fountain Inn let me send letters and post and a bloody mattress to their pub when they didn't know who I was. I love that we built a hut from the trees. I love that we converted a van. I love that I learned that I love coaching people. I love that other YouTube guys got involved. I love that people from all over Europe came to help in work parties, and people from all over the world came to events like the Unknown Inquiry that we put on. To a bloody forest. There was nothing there. There was nothing there other than everything. And me, and a hut, and a phone. And some pallets. Oh dear. I bloody love the old place. And life goes on. It's about time to show you guys what's actually going on here and try and map it to how it relates to the old spot. Even though we are like half a mile from anything, and all that way is farmland and all that way is forestry, it's actually under the control of different people who I still need to negotiate with to let me have the space to walk in, let alone to build in or to put the huts in or to create social spaces. So it's really, really strange. Despite having half a mile in every direction, hundreds of acres of space, I feel hemmed in or have less space than I did last year. I even feel more closed in than I do in the normal suburban life. So it's weird to think about how space, or the feeling of space, isn't just to do with how much non-buildings there are, but actually to do with what permissions you have to roam freely. Let's do it. Whoa, Limbole.
I'm holding on to my daydream, smoking on some OG. Well, I'm homegrown and I'm leaning on to my love, my love. Oh, she acting like she don't know me. Baby girl, I'm that OG, 'cause I'm homegrown and I'm leaning on to my love, my love. Saw you in September, something I should do. Knew you in November, still I ain't pursued on you. On you.
Successful flight. Boom. So I've been told by Sally, Brenda's daughter, that these are apple and pear trees, and they are so old. Look at this lichen. They seem so sort of wizen, like the old oak trees have all this kind of stuff growing on them. I cannot wait to see what these sprout. If you remember me talking about heterozygous seeds and saying that apples, basically, if you plant a seed directly in the ground, you could get any kind of apple. You could get the biggest apple in the world, you could get the smallest apple, sweetest, most sour, and that's why any normal apple orchard you see is grafted. They pull a branch from one of the existing trees and they graft it onto an old root system, which is something I'm hoping to learn and see more of. But what excites me is having a wild orchard, taking seeds from these trees and planting them directly in the ground, whether in a field here or finding another field nearby, to plant a wild orchard. And apparently people used to do it all the time. That's how you get your Granny Smiths and your Pink Ladies, your new types of apple. But these days people don't have the time. People don't have the ability to wait 30 years, 40 years, or whatever it takes for an apple tree to grow to see whether they're going to taste good or not. But I've got time. I don't need to sell it for the market. I want to make that investment. For me, it feels like the exact kind of crop that I can invest in making. Just because I miss the old place doesn't mean I'm not falling in love with the new one. It's a bit like having an ex, I think. When you see them again, you remember what it was that you loved about them, even if it's not right to be with them anymore. Let's get a cup of tea.
Daydreams I remember, nights I never do.
This is the week of vegetables. We've got a nice bunch of carrots. What's this thing?
An artichoke?
Artichokes. We've got artichokes. We've got some knobbly knick-knack looking, whoa, that is a knick-knack looking potato. The juicy parsnips, some green stuff. I don't know what that is, like a cabbage maybe. Obviously the turmerific celeriac. I have been working on my bread. I have done 3 versions of bread now, significantly improved. Last night's bread was chocolate and chili. I've learned that by doing only one bit of bread at a time and managing it and paying attention to it, you can stop it from burning a lot more easily than putting it all on. And I can literally make it, I make the dough in less than 10 minutes and it cooks in less than 10 minutes. I can pretty much do it in about 15 minutes. It's almost like a magic trick. People don't realise that I can do it. So it makes me very pleased. And in fact, actually, I forgot to put oil in the bread last night. So literally it was just 2 flours, 1 water, a pinch of salt, and then a bit of chocolate and chili inside the bread. Went down a storm. On the 4th of April, my dad and myself will be doing a wild garlic cooking day with Louise from Pick It and Cook It over at Daylands Farm. I will put the link to her Facebook group below. Maybe I'll make a vlog about the day as well. But if you want to come and join us learning about how to cook wild garlic down here in Sussex. But for now, look at this. This is not wild garlic. Obviously, this is just normal garlic, but it's came platted. When would you ever get platted garlic from the supermarket? Last week when I was sitting around the fire, I talked about beginning to think about our common practice and what that could look like. And I've done a load of work on it last week and this week, talked with a few key people. And I think what I'm really excited to explore is what does it mean to be together and look at what it means to be human beings together. There's 4 things that I think have come from my time in the woods. Walking together in nature, stretching our legs. The next is to eat, and ideally eating food from the ground that connects us to the land that we're on. The next, as you know, is the silence, sitting, what it means to sit quietly. Instead of doing, what does it mean if we just sit and enjoy each other's presence for a minute or 5 or 20? And then finally, what does it mean to make together? I've enjoyed it a lot in the woods, making constantly together with people, not just consuming each other's stuff or consuming TV or something else somebody different has made, actually making our experiences together. With my pals who have always done road trips, we've always created, we've always made plans together. When we meet up, we don't just share our thoughts and feelings and share the space, we actually go, so what are we going to do then? And I think being able to articulate what you care about that you've been making and what you want next is really, really important for being able to get together as a community and rally around the ideas and dreams that we have. So walk, eat, sit, make, I think that has the ingredients to get humans to be together. And so I'm going to start trying that out probably on a Monday night here. I guess we'll learn together about what it means to develop some simple practice that's protected from doctrine and theology, but just allows us to try and tap into this being part of our human, and doing that together. See what comes out. Maybe it's the kind of community, this kind of thick network that we're looking for. I want to show you this light made with my friend Ollie. Ta-da! I'm going to cut in now to show you how it was made. So originally you saw this on Pinterest.
Yeah, this is on Pinterest, but with gin bottles.
What are these? Are big beer bottles or what?
Yeah, they're demijohns.
Demijohns.
Demijohns, they're called. And mate, this is such a classic old lady thing to be left at the dump. These are £1 from the dump shop.
They're perfect for Brenda's.
Perfect for Brenda's. This is braided cable.
Okay, yeah. Oh, and a plug. A stray plug.
Number one contender, stealing all my thoughts is you.
That's going to go well in the dining room.
Put it in boiling water.
Yeah.
And then it melts into one piece, and then you mould it to whatever you want. So for this, it's really good because you want to drill a hole in the bottom of this the bottle. You try and drill a hole like that, you'll just be all over the place.
And that will just go straight through glass and it won't shatter the whole thing.
Well, I've got 3 bottles just in case. So here we've got the lamp holders.
Okay. Oh, I see. The actual
Same colour.
All I'm holding on to my...
Just like square with that.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I like that.
Always make sure you're off hammer.
Oh yeah, especially with glass.
Smoking on some OG, but I'm homegrown and I'm leaning on my love.
Yeah.
My love.
Oh baby, taking a little whizzle.
She acting like she don't know me.
Oh. I think the drill bit was done because that's lucky that no one got hurt. So we're going to cut this cable in half. Boom.
That's your bit, that's my bit.
Yep.
'Cause I'm homegrown and I'm leaning on my love.
Oh, boom. Wire clip is on. What's it called? A light?
The lamp holder.
I've taken the lamp holder apart, taken the bits out, and now I'm going to screw this new nubbin onto it. On the bung. I like the word bung. I'm trying to cut this braiding, as Ollie's saying, without cutting through the actual cable inside. No. Oh yeah. Got my 3 cables now.
You got to strip these wires back.
Yeah.
And then get them into there, and then get the whole thing on top like that.
Perfect. That is satisfying to watch. Alright, we've had to move inside because of the darkness. Alright, managed to wire up the back of this little thingy. I managed to squeeze those cables in now. That's now on. I'm quite pleased with myself. Brown tone going up on the right hand side. Green and yellow going up to the top. The blue then going down to the left. Okay. Plug is done. Bung that mother up. Light bulb affirmative. What? Oh dear, I've just shorted the house. I've just shorted the whole house. Good one, Dave. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my other phone? Oh, here it is. Okay, all right. Okay, that didn't go as well as I'd hoped. Where's the electrics box? Do you want to pull that one out?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. I tried to wire a plug
Did you?
It didn't seem to go as well as I'd hoped. That one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So I reckon, Dave, your problem, I think they're touching.
Oh, I see.
Well, that one's come out for a start.
So the second attempt didn't work, and we think it's because this fuse is now broken because I screwed it up the first time. New fuse. 3, 2, 1. Hey! Yes, matey. And we have a light bulb. We have a light. It's worked. Let's just rub another bulb from here. There you go. Hey, look at those guys. So this whole kit, plug, cable, jar, adaptery bits, minus the light bulb, was 18 quid. So probably with the light bulb, 20 quid.
Yeah.
That is a great set. With a cool filament bulb on top, it will look perfect in here. Welcome to a very exciting moment. We are going to film the trailer, or not film, but audio record the trailer for the podcast pilot right now. So hopefully by next week, the podcast pilot will be out. So this is going to be the hub, the edit suite, and depending on recording quality, maybe where we record all the podcasts, but if we can get out into the living room, maybe even outdoors, maybe into the woods, then I'd love to record it out there and actually get the sound of the fire going on as well. But this is the thing I'm very excited about. Yesterday, I went into my analytics and had a little look to see what's going on in terms of who is watching these vlogs and connecting with our community from where. These videos are now being watched in 170 countries. Obviously at the very top you have UK 50%, US 20%, Australia, Germany, France, New Zealand, Sweden. But then if you go down to the long tail of the list, you get to some very interesting places. Like Belize, Armenia, Libya, Suriname, Malawi, Albania, Paraguay. Now, in the last month, I'm gonna sneeze. There has only been one person watching from Libya. Who are you? What is your name? What is your background? What the hell is it like to live in Libya right now? I want to know. Please email josh@corkovar.do and get in touch. I want to know who you are. Person from Armenia, from Senegal. I want to know what it's like to be from Guadeloupe. I've never been. There's 7 of you watching from Guadeloupe. Who are you? I want to know. I want to sit around the open fire with you and hear your story. I might egg you on a little bit, ask you to go a bit deeper, say a bit more, or might question a few little bits and bobs to pull it out of you. But this isn't going to be a place where you're going to get grilled, where you're going to get interviewed in that way, where we're going to try and decide what's right and wrong. I just want to hear your stories. I want to know what it's like to be from Sierra Leone, you 2 people that are watching these videos. It is time to share your stories. 1 2 1 2. Testing the SM58 for the first time. All right, how's the podcast voice gonna be? I don't know. The Itchy and Scratchy Show. I'm not gonna start with guys. Everybody always starts with guys. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, welcome to the trailer for the pilot for Around the Open Fire. With me, your host, Dave Erasmus, here in Brenda's cottage in the woods in the middle of Sussex. The idea is that as a global tribe, we can get to know each other better. We will have Josh Price here producing the show each week for as long as I can keep him. 1, 2 or 3 people will be sitting here with me, and that the rest of these seats around the open fire will be filled by you guys from all kinds of countries all around the world. And I cannot wait to hear what you've got to say. I can't wait to see how that goes, that little trial. But check out this. Oh, look at the sky over there. Wow. The bird song here is better for sure as well. Life is a process. It is not a game. It's a process of life and death and cycles and rebirth, and it's okay to feel sad and miss things. And it's also good to appreciate what you got. I will see you next Thursday at 9 PM. Take care of yourselves and look after each other.